Ba-ba. All right. Once again, red, red, red. Red, red wine. Stay close to me. Here we go with some red. Everybody loves red. Red, red. More red than you can shake a stick at. The silence is deafening. I would really love to put on some, like a book or something from Audible, but I think that would get me in trouble. The Twitch or something like that. While I'm doing my live. Usually I do listen to some stuff on Audible. Fritz Lieber, stuff like that. Because, you know, can't read and do this at the same time. Battle Master, eh? Guess I can do some red on that. It's a runny red. Boop boop boo doo 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 doo. Yeah, I guess it could be the whole thing. You know, I couldn't. Hey, Dave. Thanks. I thought I would catch you on Discord, possibly. You want to connect on Discord? Metal ass chaps? Be awesome. Couldn't imagine doing this as like a job. You know, it would just be like, ugh. My love. Okay. So you want to see some red ass chaps on this guy, eh? God. Awesome. This is an awesome. Here's an awesome. What else I should paint on this guy? Is that it? What did I paint on this dude? Sorry. Went for the leg thingies on that one. Let's do it. What? Paint ass chaps? Let's just do it. No questions asked. These are gonna be some sexy mechs. Sexy ass chap mechs. You're on Twitch? My God. Paint yellow with black stripes near his ass. Like how? Oh, I actually have these here. I just grab them. Got a bunch of these guys here, so put a big hazard sign on his ass. It's actually I got you know, the striping and all that stuff, so that'll be going on soon enough in particular areas. I just want to get all the basic painting done first, then do a bit of a wash just to get the black lining back into them again, and then start putting on decals and then give them a final wash. I don't know if you've seen these. Oh, but these are the clan mechs that I had started. These have that that paint that has two colors in it, so they're so these guys, I still have to do some sort of striping and designs on them too, but these are going to be clan ghost bear. So once they're done. So yeah, it was my first time trying out them color shift paints, and it's all right. Works, I guess. I think. This guy needs some. I think he needs some color on his ass. Somewhere. So what brings you online there, sir? Are you planning on doing some battling giant insects later or something? Dwayne and I actually finished the game like you guys did together, so I tried to get him into. Oh, okay, cool. You noticed I was streaming from work. Well, I wasn't planning on it really. I just did an earlier stream of me cleaning out my bits box. All the forgotten miniatures that I have now brought to my attention. So I'm going to be probably painting a bunch of those. I would definitely check out the that stream, the one before this one. It's I have some pretty cool stuff in that box. I just totally forgot about, but definitely be painting up a bunch of that stuff. Okay, I'm just gonna leave him. These are gonna be House Krita. So I needed some red on them because that's the way they go. And I'm also going to be I'll be getting some decals as well for these guys. They are on the way. Yeah, this paintbrush I'm using, I got it from Artis Opus. Yeah, it's from I guess they're in Spain, and I mean they cost quite a bit, but I meant the stub this is a stubby brush compared to this one here, for example. But I do like this thing because it's like it's stiffer, and it really allows me to work the paint without worrying about the brush going totally out of control. You know, because because you're trying to aim them bristles in a proper way, and this was a little bit more sloppier of a brush, it would be a little harder to get all these edges and stuff. So I'm really liking the brushes I got here. They were, like I say, they were expensive, but man, for doing this kind of work, it's way better than using that long one. No, Sean. These are stable. I mean, I was kind of looking at some of those mech. What are they called? Mech Warrior, Dark Age ones where they turn and stuff. But they're apparently like all way out of scale and stuff like that. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is when I finish off these the bases and stuff here, I am going to put like an identification number on the back so I know what the back of the hex is, so I know where the rear facing is. So obviously this would be the front facing if that's where I place the ID number on there. Because yeah, I got tons of these things, so I want to kind of keep track of them. And yeah, it's cool seeing you on here. How come you're not playing any Skyrim there, sir? Enjoy your Skyrim. Hey Sean, you've heard of the Mech Warrior? They got those click bases on them. The Mech Warrior Dark Age. They used to come in like these booster packs. I don't know if you've seen them, but if you look them up on YouTube, it would be yeah, Mech Warrior Dark Age miniatures, and yeah, they used to come in those like they were Whiz Kids kind of stuff, made by Whiz Kids. I've got a bunch of them coming in, which are just the infantry. So their infantry is are fairly small units, kind of comparable to. Let me grab one of these infantry units here. So they'll be kind of the same thing. These guys have the jetpacks, and they'll have guys on the base of jetpacks too. Yeah. Okay, okay. So I got a bunch of them coming in where I'm gonna repaint them as well, and I got a few of the tanks and vehicles. So those are the only ones that I know that are for sure gonna kind of match up with what's going on here for Battletech stuff today. I need some more red. Running out of red. Oh yeah, cool. Star Trek game. I seen at my local store here there was a bunch of clearance Star Trek and clearance Star Wars stuff, which were the little mini spaceships. I've never actually played any of those games, so it never interested me in picking them up. So yeah, I was yeah, that's yeah. I mean, yeah, I would have I would probably if there was some there that were that didn't look like Romulan and all that kind of, I like the obscure looking ones that nobody really knows the which faction they're actually from, but they got some cool ones, which I wouldn't mind, but they're still full price, so those ones. Yeah, I didn't see any there in the clearance that were something that I would have wanted, so I didn't pick any of them up. I might end up just printing a bunch of them, so printing a bunch of my own kind of stuff. I have a couple of days off here, which is why I'm streaming now. We have a holiday up here in Canada. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't have the Twilight Imperium, although I'm very familiar with it. It's pretty. It looks like a cool game and everything. But yeah. So Sean, are you going to get into BattleTech yourself, or is that kind of a thing that be just a little bit more extra money to suck out of your life, right? like everything else. Oh, look, something new. I must buy it. All right, Dave, thanks for coming in. It's too bad Dave wasn't on the chat because he'll have lots of stories to tell everybody about. I think it was my first D&D game that I ever DM'd. He was the victim of that one. Him and his brother Larry. That was fun. Car Wars. Yeah, Cadogan Dave. He lives close by, and we both have a big interest in Car Wars too. I've got some of the old sets. I haven't gotten into the like Gaslands or any of the newer stuff that came out. It's just the old cardboard chit ones that I'm still clinging on to. Any other Steve Jackson games that you're into as well there, Sean? The GURPS. Yeah. GURPS wasn't a big hit with me. I mean, I played some GURPS with what was it? It was try to remember. It was a post-apocalyptic game. Where they got was it Green Ronin that put it out or something like that? Man, I can't remember. I did play a bit of that on Fantasy Grounds with a group of people. The closest I have to that is probably I got like the Fantasy Trip with the Decks of Destiny and all that stuff. The big box Fantasy Trip that came out, which is the dumbed down version of GURPS. Yeah. Yeah, simulation. It's like Roll Master. There's simulation for you. I'm not as much of a fan of simulation as I used to be. Back when you were young and you could spend like 5-6 hours playing a tabletop game with your friends, and now that I'm older, I prefer more quicker resolution kind of stuff because every hour is precious. Every day, every hour, precious. So these are going to be, in case you didn't see earlier. Oh yeah, yeah. It's the second edition, right? For Traveler. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. You know, for me, I had to go for an operation a couple years back, as I had glaucoma, and it was starting to eat away the into the irises of my eyes. So, fortunately, the doctors here performed some surgery on me where they blew out the lenses and put plastic ones in. So now I can see a heck of a lot better. It's not perfect, but oh man, like compared to what it used to be, man, it's like my second. This is like my second life. Yeah. Um, yeah, I still got a lot of the. Like, I did buy a lot of PDFs from the first edition. I still got tons of those. I just got. I just got the second edition book about a week ago, and I have the. Actually went through Mongoose themselves and got um, what's it called? High Guard as well. So High Guard should be coming in any day now. I'm waiting. With our the way our mail goes here, it's really you can't tell what's coming in, when you'll get it anymore. It used to be fairly reliable, but even when you know where it is and it stays in particular areas for days because of the COVID issues. Good old COVID. Looking at this going, how much more red can I put on this thing? I don't want to make it all red. I have some camo and red. There we go. I'm done with you. Next. So you basically take everything that you got from High Guard from the first edition and use that instead of the High Guard from second. I'm kind of a collector myself, so if I see something that I want to play, I will collect up all the books for it. Eventually. So, Sean, when you play a fantasy role playing game, which is your go to? Okay. I guess that works, yeah. Traveler, once again. Traveler is the all-in-one toolkit for everything. Did you ever get like the sword of Cepheus? Cepheus? Okay. I do like some of the ideas that come out of the, um, like for example, the Zoser stuff. I really like. I've used a bit of their stuff, like Hostile, and it's pretty cool. They have some good charts and ideas in there for more of the alien era kind of sci-fi, where corporations are doing mean things to everyone. Man, I tell you, I love this brush. This brush works awesome. Yeah, you get some more water in that bezel. Oh. Yeah, I think I pretty much have almost all the Traveler first edition Mongoose books myself. I did buy them all in PDF, and I use my laser printer here to make my own copies, and I bind them and all that stuff here too. I find it's well, quite a bit cheaper to get it done at home instead of like using like a print on demand. So I've got a pretty rare on Arcturus. Okay. So I guess it's probably close to the original scenario, or did they? Are they? I guess they must be adding a whole bunch of new crazy stuff to it, right? Because Maybe they'll add some new stuff to our tourist station where you just like the Ravenloft setting. Oh, you can't scare the people with murder. Murder bad. You can only scare the characters, not the players. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's so much you could do with a station, of course. Yeah, the one shot, as I recall, was a pretty quick scenario. There was kind of like a murder mystery kind of thing going on. The whodunit. Thanks. I'm going to go all out here and do this shroud going around the boot here. I'm not too worried about getting too messy here. I'm gonna be going back over it with some green as well to clean it up where I need to. That's cool. That worked. See if I can get the other side done now. I used to do like a ton of mini painting when I was younger, and then I ended up getting married and having a family, so I was way too busy for that stuff. So now that I got new eyes and a little bit more time. My kids are old, quite a bit. Like my youngest son, he is graduating, so he's going to yeah, be the last one around the house. So now that they're all out of the way, oh yeah, critical race people, eh? Yeah. Which is if you've noticed a recent like influx of a few extra people onto your YouTube channel there, Sean, I did mention your site and your views to a few people that agree with you there. So just to let you know, there is a Facebook group which constantly talks about that kind of stuff. being an issue in a lot of the games now. So you are not alone, my friend. And yeah, it's funny because I work retail. I'm a manager, and we're starting to get that kind of stuff brought in from outside sources. So we all have to do this kind of, mandatory training kind of stuff. So, and it astounds me. It truly does. I treat everybody in my stores the same, no matter what. I mean, I've even had people come in that were stoned out of their skulls, and and I just approach them. I ask them if they want to join the MasterCard program that we have, and then they disappear. They get out of there fast. But yeah, our city up here has a lot of like very it's a very diverse, lots of different cultures up here, and yeah, there's been some issues with some of the cultures taking advantage of certain things. And creating opportunities of gaining wealth through illegal activities. And it's going to happen no matter what the color of the skin is. I wasn't rich when I grew up. I was in the poor area of where I originally came from, and yeah, I seen my share of crime in my lifetime, and it's created by anybody or committed by anybody that's desperate enough to gain from an opportunity. Doesn't matter what the color of skin is and all that stuff. It's the same with the upbringing of everybody. Everybody's different. Everybody has there's poor people of other colored skin than white, and there are poor people that are white. And when pushed to needing something or wanting something, they're going to go for it if they can get away with it. Goes with everybody, even the rich people. Rich people will try to get away with stuff too. So I don't know what all this extra training is going to do to help everybody. Yeah, it's always good to kind of be a little safe around on that kind of front on the open on YouTube. I'm not big enough to be monetized to be demonetized, so I mean, I do have to watch what I say, but I treat everybody equal. I don't care what a first impression is. Somebody comes into my store and doesn't look like they can afford anything, I still try to, help them find something that they can use, because a lot of people that do come into my store are looking for, work workwear related stuff. So I have all kinds of people coming off of welfare and getting into a job, and they don't have much money to start with. So you try to help them out as much as you can. You know, find out ways to give them breaks. And I want them to return as a customer, so no matter who they are. But that's not going to make, I'm not going to, I'm not going to go out of my way to accommodate somebody just because of the color of their skin. I mean, I've seen like rich and poor of every skin color come into my store, so I always like talking to people. Yeah, I don't I don't ever plan on being monetized myself here, especially on this platform. They'll just find a way to steal your money anyways, right? That YouTube find a way to take your money. Yeah, I have another channel which is a pretty I've kind of put it to the wayside. It is a music channel because I play a lot of music. Like I create a lot of music, and I do um, videos on how to use digital audio workstations and stuff, and how to set them up. And I got lots of hits, and I had a little deal going with Magic's music maker, and their line called Samplitude Studio, and Samplitude the new one, Pro. And yeah, I was doing pretty good on that channel, and I had lots of people showing up. I had like 400 subscribers, and it ended up becoming a too much soap was going on with the community, and I just left. I had no interest in getting involved with the soap operas of everybody there, so I left. And I left it to the wayside. If I would have kept with it, I could have like thousands on there now. But and I kind of had some you know, weird situations with music around in this town. I still have all my equipment, my guitars and everything, and all that stuff, but it's kind of like I kind of lost a little interest in performing and stuff like that. So Yeah, I remember FL Studio. That was a pretty cool that was a pretty cool uh, DAW of its own, right? Used it for a bit. You you play any instruments or what? Yeah, yeah. You got a pretty big following now. So you play guitar or anything like that, or is it piano or? I know some people just like doing beats and stuff like that now. Okay, cool. I learned enough piano just to get me by when I needed to, and that was about it. Figuring out how to do chords on the piano. It wasn't too hard, and then I just use it when I have to. Everything I do is all guitar. So guitar, bass. That other guy, Cadogan, Dave, he I don't know if you could see his responses on the YouTube channel in the chat. I don't have it up, so I grew up with that guy like through high school, and we used to both play together. And he was a guitar player. I was a bass player, and when I started playing bass, it was like, what, 78, 79. I had this Fender Music Master bass guitar. And that thing was a short scale bass. Very easy to play. I was into like a lot of Cheap Trick back then. Yeah, it was a big influence was Tom Peterson, the bass player. I wanted to learn how to play like he does. So it's a lot of slide and octaves, accenting notes and stuff like that. I ended up being like a studio musician for quite a few years. Dave pursued his own kind of music career after he left BC, where we were both from, British Columbia. And Dave does his style is kind of like ska and punk and new wave and kind of that kind of mix of different things. Mine was hard rock, so I don't know if you've ever seen any of the other streams where I have another guy on playing card games. That's Dwayne. And Dwayne used to be my guitar player in a couple of bands back in the 90s. We never played in the 80s. Well, I guess, the later 80s, we jammed a lot. But in my early 80s, I used to play on sessions in studios, so which was a lot of fun. I've been on a few recordings, not famous ones or anything, but when people wanted to do something in the studio, I would go in, figure out what they wanted to do on the bass, and start playing it. Hey, give this guy a red mohawk. Just because I can do that. No ass chaps on this guy. Mohawk. He's a Chad. He's a Chad mech. This was my favorite mech, the Shadowhawk. Yeah, it was one that I would use as a player in Mech Warrior role-playing game back in the days. I have the new Mech Warrior version role-playing game as well. Trying to get a few people possibly into it here, which would be cool. That's enough red on that guy. Rifleman. I'm gonna write Chuck Connor on here. I'm gonna try and avoid putting the red nose on this guy. Although it's tempting. There's a big plate on that nose. I will do the top of the cockpit here. Where are they putting the cockpit? Was it in the front or is it up here? I can't remember. To take a look at some pictures, see where it's at now. The top of the vents here on either side. Oh, this is such tedious work. Tedium. I'm not a big fan of having to do all this little block out work, blocking out stuff. I just want it done, over with. I really don't know how well these streams are gonna go. I mean, I have gotten a few extra followers, so want to become famous. Buy followers, primes, and viewers on blah blah blah. Bigfellows.com. Ooh. No, I don't want to become famous. If I wanted to become famous, I would have followed my brother-in-law. Wanted to hook me up with the money to get a band going and do the tour thing and all that stuff. He's a big-time mogul in that sort of thing. And I really did not want to become famous. I had finally, I mean, if I had been younger at the time, maybe, but I got married and everything, so, you know, stuff like that gets a little rough when you're settled down. My brother-in-law, he produced records for Chicago. He's got a platinum record and a gold record, and I think I have a picture of me posing with one of his with his Juno Award, which is the Canadian version of the Grammys, and the background has got the his records. And it's on my Facebook. On my Facebook page. Yeah, he's pretty loaded. They have like box seats, like a private box kind of thing in the Coyotes, Phoenix Coyotes, arena at the time. I haven't followed hockey in a while. I don't know if they even exist anymore. Yeah, a Canadian guy that doesn't follow hockey anymore. And he was based in Calgary, so but yeah, his company is a big financing company for entertainment, big media moguls and stuff like that. And seeing the way he lived and his wife and how it's messed up their family, yeah, I don't care to walk that road, so I never did. I'm just on YouTube just to, have an outlet for like this is like having this stream going on is making me paint. Otherwise, I wouldn't be painting. It's getting rid of my laziness, the ease to just sit back and watch all of Shauner's videos. Binge watching Shauner's videos. And, and wasting the last years of my life. Well, not that it's nothing against your videos. I think your videos are awesome there, Shauner, which is why I return and watch them all the time. But yeah, there's much more to life than being a consumer of videos, especially at the ages we're hitting now. I got another 11 years before I can full on retire. I can already go into Shoppers Drug Marts, show my ID, and I get a senior's discount. I think I can get seniors coffee too at particular places. Tim Hortons and stuff. I don't know. I have to go check that out. I don't really take advantage of that. I don't know if I want to like how long I'm gonna continue doing this. My back is feeling a little rough. My back ain't what it used to be. I'm just glad at my regular job I don't have to use my back as much anymore. I think my wife is upstairs. She's watching the 5th season. Finally, she finally made it to the 5th season of The Expanse. So she's finally at the stage where I'm at, watching the series on Amazon Prime. I'm trying to get her into science fiction role-playing games. She's only played like D&D with me, but I think she'd be interested in playing science fiction. But I don't know. It would have to have like somebody else would have to DM, because she always thinks I'm not allowing her to do stuff, not because of her roles, which is the reason why most of the stuff does not happen when she tries to do it. She thinks I'm just being mean. Is that what it's like in general gaming? if you're telling a gal that she can't do something, are you just being mean? No, it's because you rolled too low. Sorry, I don't think you understand that. You need to roll higher than a 3. Sorry, that ain't gonna happen on a 3 out of 20. Kind of getting back on track of what I was saying a while back was I'm not sure if anybody really wants to be watching these videos like of me painting stuff, and I mean I never expect to get famous off of this, that's for sure. I mean I'll do the best I can. I'm not any like there's some pretty exceptional guys out there that can paint pretty damn good, so I just do what I can. I mean, maybe it's inspirational to somebody out there who's beginning, because, you know, it's not that hard to do. I mean, you've got to brace your hands and stuff or you get all shaky, right? Do I want to do those little indentations in the arms? Let's see. We're going to go for it. There we go. There we go. Next. Ay, 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 ay. Okay. Red canopy. See how well this goes. Tell you, this brush is pretty awesome at doing this, but oh man, it's not my idea of fun. I mean, it worked pretty good. I got around the glass without touching it. See, it's good to have a good brush, you know, for certain things. Most of my brushes, though, are super cheapy brushes. These are my only expensive ones. And I only use them for stuff like this. So, where it's like I can't use such a bendy brush. I need to use something a little more stiffer. It's good enough for that one. Ooh, we have a stinger. A stinger. We got a stinger. Hey, you know, as far as Traveler goes, you know, if you wanted to play Battletech using Traveler, you just need the rules for Striker, and they work really well for that. Striker, you can build anything you want. It's a toolkit very similar to High Guard for building starships. Striker is for building all kinds of tanks and vehicles and all kinds of whatever you can think of, walkers from Star Wars or whatever. It's good for that. It's very versatile. It divides everything into metric units. And you know, it's you have weight and all that stuff, just the way you know you build starships. And you can really utilize the rules there to build walking robots. Well, mechs, piloted mechs. Traveler is a very useful toolkit to create anything you want. And I mean, Shauner's got the right idea, you know? Why not use it for like D&D kind of stuff? You know? It'll work. I do like to collect a bit of the OSR kind of stuff too. Because there's some really neat inventive ideas. You know, if you need inspiration, and you know, you can roll some tables and come up with some really wild ideas with some of the people that make the OSR stuff that's out there. And there's a lot of OSR type stuff out there for Traveler too. Not as well known. That's because Traveler is kind of a niche kind of thing. Traveler has rules for miniatures, miniature versions of Traveler. A lot of the original material, like Mayday and a lot of the boarding action kind of stuff in Traveler, was, you know, basically based for minis. You know, because you used to play with the 15mm miniatures for Traveler, which would fit on the grid paper that was like for the maps, and that would work awesome. Oh, here we go. Tricky painting. See if we can do it here. Good enough. Good enough for the girls I go out with. Anything in the back skirts that I can paint here? How do I do this? That is it for my House Corrida mechs. I think that is it for me for this evening. My back does not like being hunched over like this, and my eyes are starting to go all wonky because wearing these glasses to look at everything in a magnified sense. Whew. So, let's see what we have so far. Bit of cleanup on that. Have to get the cockpit done on this guy. Yeah, I have to do all the cockpits on these eventually. So, it's a good start. I get the get some of those decals ready to go on these guys, just for some added color and flavor to them. So, and then yeah, the Corrida decals will go on them as well. So 12, that's a whole battalion of mechs right there. Yes. Ugh. I got the second battalion to do. But that can be later, or I might do that offline too, in a better position. And then there's a case of all those miniatures that I have in my minis box. Yeah. Then I have alien stuff to do. Then I have all the stuff in Nemesis to do. I have all the stuff to do in Infinity Defiance to do. I have all the stuff to do in the the Walking Dead, of course, as well. And we have what else? Oh, Bloodborne. Good old Bloodborne. So, painting Bloodborne. I don't know. It's a lot of painting. Do I have enough years to do all that? Well, apparently I do. I just have to stop buying more minis. So I'm going to stop for purchasing for a while until I catch up now. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. Really appreciate, giving me a little bit of a, bounce back. You guys talking on here and me being able to reply. Have some fun, get to know who's who. Thanks, Shauner, for showing up. Appreciate your videos. Keep on going at the videos, man. I'm always there to watch them. So, and my buddy Dave Cadogan. Hopefully he'll come on line for a chat. You guys, I'll put up. I have a Discord where. If you want to come in and actually talk, it's a lot easier for me to talk one-on-one and BS about stuff in the past and what we could see in the future. And I don't mind talking. I talk my customers' ears off all the time. So with stories and stuff like that. So I always try to leave people with, words of encouragement to, keep them going, especially, if they're looking at stuff like hard, jobs and stuff like that. You gotta encourage them to say, look, the job is a job, and you don't know what the future holds for yourself. So starting off with a lame job, and just be good at it, be the best you can at it, and then once you find something that you could invest a little bit more time and involvement and more self-worth into it, yeah, go for it. Jump to the next job and do the same thing. Be the best you can at that one as well. And I keep on telling people this. I didn't start in retail sales. I used to be a floor layer. I used to be a roofer, and I used to be a guy that worked at Brownie's Chicken. I used to be a groundskeeper. Doing landscaping and stuff like that. I've done all kinds of crazy jobs throughout my life. And, the longest I've done was floor laying, which almost 30 years of that. But the body can't do that anymore, and retail sales is where I'm at. So, and you never know. I would have never guessed I would have been doing retail sales now. That's all I do, and I sell. I sell stuff. I sell. I sell people into debt too. With a Mastercard. So not like I have Mastercards too. So. You just got to be careful with them, know what you're doing. But, yeah, words of encouragement. That's what we need these days, because, you're not getting it from anybody else, in the public. Do what you must do. Use your inner Kirk voice.